Summer rolls around again, and that means it's Fiesta season. This will be a mini-series showcasing the Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta. Every episode will have a unique spin, from a completely standard Fiesta to embracing the many run-changing modifiers. I'll play several versions of Final Fantasy V too. The core Fiesta rule is to have fun, but more importantly, it's that every time a crystal breaks, you will be assigned a random job. You must have at least one of these jobs in your party at all times. Eventually, you'll have a set of 4 jobs that you must use to beat the game and see those sweet, sweet credits. The Fiesta is a summertime slammer, but if you want to do this yourself at any time, I'll put a link to the free run randomizer in the description. Without further ado, welcome to Backlog Busters Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta Frenzy. I'm starting this series where all Fiesta enjoyers should start with. A completely standard run with no modifiers. You simply get one job from each crystal set. You're allowed to freely swap characters between all 4 of your jobs at any time, learn abilities, and use them as you see fit. But during that yap sesh, I got the whole gang together and I'm deep inside the Wind Shrine. I'm gonna do a brief grind session here as a freelancer in case I get a low roll on my first job. This is good standard practice for any Fiesta. But that just means Wing Raptor goes down real easy. Tastes just like chicken. The Wind Crystal's already shattered. The potential pulls are Knight, Monk, Thief, White Mage, Black Mage, and Blue Mage. I'll take anything here, but I would definitely prefer not to have a Thief. Oh yeah, high rolling right out the gate with White Mage. Why? Well, my friends, that's because buffs and healing are very difficult to find in the Fiesta. Of the 22 jobs, there's only 2 capable of traditional white magic healing. And White Mage is the best one, because Red Mage kinda sucks. Damage, on the other hand, well, every other job has that in some capacity. So no matter what, I won't have to struggle through buy blows as 4 White Mages. Never again. But it's gonna be a little rough going until I bonk Garula's face in and get my water crystal job. Listen, I've done this before, and I'll do it again, because I'm crazy like that. White robed up in Tool to get situated. Zock is Sleep Peep and Lena, gross pervert confirmed. But you can't deny the guy dredges a good canal. Hello Rod, my old friend. I'm here to bonk with you again. But let's not forget about the spells. The Cure spell is truly my salvation this playthrough. We're out here outwitting, outplaying, and outlasting in true survivor fashion. Sildra's dragging us through the Torna Canal, but she accidentally pulled out the stopper. We're getting sucked in, it's all over, bro. It's every man for himself. And not only that, I now have to fight a lobster. This just keeps getting worse and worse. The rod bonking begins. Surprising nobody, the damage is just terrible. But the Cure spell is very effective at keeping me alive. If I'm forced to kill slow, I'll just force them to kill me slowly, if at all. Lena was relegated to Cure duty until she got paralyzed. Then Bartz took up the mantle. I can do this all day, Carlobos. But I didn't have to. It's all you can eat, baby. Carlobos is devoured by me, and Sildra's devoured by the Abyss? Damn, I'll miss her. Just like I've missed White Mage's oldest friend. A couple of rock hops reveal the flail, my best weapon for the foreseeable future. And it's back row? Okay, baby. Except this is the ship graveyard and everything is undead, so offensive curing definitely beats bonking. I've skelly smashed my way to the rest site, and that means napping for endless MPs unlocked. I could stay here for a while to grind, but I want to smash Siren. Phrasing? Siren has instantly hasted herself. God, I love it, dude. The bonking barrage begins. Siren's slinging her own spells, but I've got enough MP to keep myself alive with a Cure spell for as long as this is gonna take. But then, Siren swapped to her undead form. Congratulations, you played right into my hands. Offensive curing continues. I'm curing myself. I'm curing Siren. Everybody's getting cured. Siren couldn't outpace my healing. She's cured to death, bro. Offensive curing is really fun. It sure would be a shame if all the undead enemies dried up now, wouldn't it? The realities of pure White Mage are truly harsh. Lucky for me, there's new equipment here in Carwen. Loads of it, in fact, but nothing I can use. I did pick up Silence and Protect, though. That's all I can do. I must mountaineer up the North Mountain. Lena, no! Greedy guts Lena, always getting punished with poison. But if she likes it, is it really a punishment? Regardless, it's a self-defense situation versus leotard-wearing Magisa. My damage still sucks, but I have a few new tricks up my sleeve. Fitting because Magisa's also a magician. I'm curing Lena's poison and opening up with Protect on everybody. Then, Magisa's getting silenced. She's whiffing spells while I begin the beatdown. 13 damage, yikes. At least Bart's flail is sometimes twice as good as that. Medusa has 650 HP to beat off. This is gonna take a while. Silence is neutering her most threatening abilities, but she's calling in for backup. Forza's way more dangerous, but Protect cuts his damage output. I've got enough collective MP in my party to outlast both of these nerds. Listen, if I have to beat them down 10 HP at a time, I'm gonna do it. God bless Bart and his flail. He smashed down Medusa. Unfortunately, Lena is out of MP, so Galoof is gonna take over cure duty. I've still got 2 guys with a full MP bar though. Hearing that, Forza just kinda gave up. I mean, I would too. It's pretty boring playing this way, to be honest. Oh look, it's Hiryu! What a coincidence meeting you here. Lena, no, this is not the drive-by salad bar. Girl just can't stop eating poison grass. With the Windrake, I can get even more survivability. Tycoon's priceless family heirlooms are mine. There's a bunch of awesome weapons I can't use, and the healing staff, which lets me heal my guys. Something I've been doing a lot lately. But surely Waltz has new and exciting equipment. Here's the silver specs, but not a usable weapon in sight. Rats. I tried my luck in the castle basement and immediately got dusted by jackanapes. Good thing that I'm a persistent guy. I pressed my luck until I got the elf cape for even more survivability. Please, my kingdom for a shred of damage. There's nothing anywhere to be seen, except for that meteor. Oh my, what if it has some alien weapons on it? Come on guys, let's go. But instead I'll have to climb up the Waltz Tower. The bonking continues right up until a mammoth attacks. Garula's raging out of control on those hormones. Test is a hell of a thing. Garula only physically attacks encounters with physicals, so the strategy is pretty set in stone. Protect up the party and put him in the back row. Lena has the healing staff on for unlimited curing power. Everyone else is dealing paltry single-digit damage per attack, except for Bart's and his flail. He's mostly just missing, but occasionally he's hitting for a mighty 36 damage. Garula is a very long and drawn-out fight, but as long as I play it safe, I kinda can't lose. The occasional cure has to come out, but Lena's a seasoned team meat beater with that healing staff. It's her birthright as Princess of Tycoon. Eventually, I wear down all 1200 of Garula's HP, and he dies. But I was too late, and the water crystal is shattered. But that just means I get a new job pull. Honestly, I'll take anything. Time Mage, Summoner, Red Mage, Mystic Knight. Hell, I'll even take a Berserker. Don't laugh. You'll be shocked to hear, I am more than happy to have a Berserker on the team. My party is in desperate need of damage, and this roided out psychopath fits the bill. Realistically, every single job from the water crystal can use a knife, and that's enough to justify their spot on the team at this point. As a note here, the Mime Shard is technically a water crystal job, but it's excluded in a standard Fiesta. My party is now mostly Berserkers with a White Mage Wrangler. They're making their way to Karnak, where I experience a case of mistaken identity. Listen, I'm not actually a werewolf, I'm just dressed like one. Those Karnakians are reasonable people after all. I've cleared this whole situation right up. Oh my god, there really was a werewolf! White Mage's survivability is maximum, but I'm still doing a classic Wild Nat grind sesh. This'll give my Berserkers some much needed mithril gear upgrades. The levels I'm gaining are mostly for more HP that I can now heal with Cure 2. It's real good at filling up those new girthy HP bars. Feels great to finally start one-shotting enemies. Bart's is just auto-firing Cure All to keep everyone topped up during this grind sesh, which was short and sweet. No way Sid complains about this taking too long. Or not. I'm ripping down to the bottom of the fire ship at level 17. There's potential treasures, but only if I roll right for the fire crystal. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. See you at the bottom. What's the Queen of Karnak doing in this grease-filled engine room? Summoning singeing strivers who want to beat on me? Not in this lifetime, bucko. Bart's and Lena are the Wranglers. They're keeping those rabid Berserkers in line. Maybe alive is more accurate. Liquid Flame's spamming strong magic and my White Mages can't really do anything except heal and confuse? Yeah, you know, I may as well throw out Confuse to negate some of the incoming damage. But form shifts are inevitable. A mixed blessing from those Berserker boys. An occasional Fire 2 or Blaze comes out, but that's easily countered with White Mage's healing prowess. Liquid Flame is absolutely destroyed. My party of Berserker and White Mage has it all. Damage and healing. But what if I were to get another job at the Fire Crystal? That's gonna have to wait, because the castle's about to get blown up! Karnak's explosive escape sequence holds one-time only treasures. Listen, I have no idea what my Fire or Earth Crystal pulls are gonna be. For the Earth Crystal, there's a 25% chance of a Dancer, so I'm snagging the ribbon, just in case. Otherwise, it's the standard fare. dodging everything that isn't the elf cape or grabbing the gauche. You always gotta grab the gauche, man. My trio of berserkers being wrangled by white mage bards makes short work of everything in here. So I did manage to snag a couple of elixir chests and Asuna on the way out. Which was super convenient, because Galoof was toted, and I didn't buy any Maiden's Kisses. Speaking of kisses, I'm kissing Ironclaw goodbye and getting the heck out of Karnak. The castle's blowed up, reduced to cinders. On the bright side, the fire crystal shards are mine now, which of course means a new job pull. Beastmaster, Geomancer, Ninja, Ranger, or Bard? What could it be? As a known Bard hater, I must whinge at how disappointed I am. But at this point, it's fine. I already have the means to succeed. But does Bard make the party better or worse? We've collectively experienced the strength of the Barbarian already. This is just a rerun, but like with White Mage this time, so it's way better. Bard doesn't unlock until Crescent Island, so it's an extended White Mage Berserker wrangling situation. No time for depression there, Sid. I'm moseying down to the ancient library. Then I'm running straight to the bottom, but not if level 5 death has anything to say about that. Why do I always come down here at level 20? It's every single time, I swear. But nothing to sweat about. I'll just cheese it from everything, right up until Ifrit shows up. Daggered up, Ifrit doesn't stand a chance against my Berserker boys. They're going in, and Bards is keeping everyone alive. But will the basement-based, book-bound Byblos suffer the same fate? Yes, because this isn't White Mage only, buddy. I've got the angriest guys in town on my team, and they can equip daggers, so this is free. Byblos tried his shenanigans with Protect and Slow, but protected up with Cure, I can survive everything he's got. Discord's coming out? No problem, but Byblos really had it out for Bartz. He was nailing him with magic hammers and confuses left and right. So Byblos won this time. Not because I lost, but because I didn't feel like waiting around for Bartz to get unconfused. I hit the reset button. 2 white mages this time it is. The 50-50 job split was clearly the solution. I've dropped my killing power, but significantly improved my survivability. It's gonna be worth it. Byblos is desperately trying to kill me with wind slashes and drain counters, but I've got more than enough healing to offset them. At least as long as he doesn't drain too frequently. His drain deals slightly more damage than my berserkers deal, but he didn't use that many, so I won. Mid, get your grandpappy to fix up my fire ship, for you see I have business on Crescent Island. I've immediately sunk the fire ship and I headed to the forest to grab my black chocobo, which also conveniently has my bard shard. I must now have 1 white mage, 1 berserker, and 1 bard. That means I have 1 flex pick, who is probably also going to be a berserker, my only damage output. But since I have bard now, I'm doing the world tour. No Drakengard memes this time around. I'm solving the mystery of history for Romeo's Ballad. Afterwards, it's a quick trip to Licks for some discount ethers, and of course, experiencing some precious memories for Alluring Air. Will I actually use it this time? The answer may it's no, never. May as well continue down to Jack Hole. I'm definitely gonna need some mage mashers, but there are significantly better weapons just south of Crescent. If I can use them, you know that I'm abusing them. Harvesters can drop death sickles. These are easily one of the strongest weapons available in Bards' world, and best in slot for my berserker. I'm gonna stay here killing harvesters until I get 4, because that's always how this goes. Romeo's Ballad is surprisingly decent on random encounters since it basically locks down enemy groups. Romeo's Ballad was the only reason that grinding was doable in Bard only, but locking down the enemy locks down one of my guys and reduces my killing power. 45 minutes later and I've got my 4 death sickles. I also gained a bunch of job levels, mostly on Berserker for equip axes. Bards and white mages swinging death sickles with Berserker tier strength? Hey, it's more likely than you think. But enough about that. The desert calls, which means more Dune references. Call up Shy Halud, Brainlords. You know what I'm doing to that sandworm. The Berserker is what you may call a liability in this fight. Randomized targeting is no bueno. Galoof's gonna make sure that Lena's taking a nap. Ferris can too because of cursor memory. Whoops. The sandworm finally appears after I've killed half my party. Let's go ahead and get Ferris back up. The Barbarians are on damage duty while Galoof heals. My party has high damage that I can manually aim, and full party heals. That means the sandworm's a joke. I mean, bards could beat it to death, so it couldn't possibly have been that strong. Look, ladies, it's your dad! Just hanging out in this derelict set of ruins. See, look, they're just straight up falling apart. Which drops me into the catapult, and another teleporter. Kinda weird that that's happened twice. I must do the switch shifting shenanigans, resulting in acquiring Mini for White Mage, which I will never cast, and no, you can't make me. Just like you can't make me show any mercy to Crayclaw. He's toasted in 1 attack. God, I love death sickles. Airship acquired, and I'm raising those wonky ruins. Now I must return to the catapult, only to get told to leave again. I'm right next to Crescent, so I better pick up Mighty March. I forgot to pick it up earlier, okay? And regen's kind of garbo in 5, especially when I have White Mage tier healing. It's all come full circle at Tycoon's Meteor. I enter the big rock, and I grab the magic rock. The Adamantoids didn't like that, but who cares what he thinks anyways? My Berserkers are going in hard, and even though every single instant death whiffed, Adamantoids goes down easy. My White Mage had to cure like 1 time. Sid and Mid are unbelievably excited to get their hands on that rock. Hey, everybody loves a good rock. Adamantite clad, my airship can fly higher into the sky. But I'm gonna stop next to the ancient library. I can never resist a free gulping of that sweet water for a free heal. The Ronkaruin's defenses are easily destroyed by virtue of Berserkin boys with death sickles. The rocket launchers especially get destroyed since Berserkers are innately immune to confuse. Oh my god, there's the mini spell. But that wasn't me, okay? It was a confused Galoof. After every single battle, I can just dip down and slurp before heading back up. But a strategy begins to form. Those rocket launchers are annoying, but what if everybody was berserking? Simply genius, if not a little bit unconventional. That's all 4 of the defense batteries shattered, utterly destroyed by my completely berserk party. The soul cannon emerges from its sheath, engorging itself. No need for new strategies here, bud. Just going in hard since I forgot to take off berserk on the non-berserkers. I just wanted to see how this would go. Randomized targeting means they're just not slugging the side launchers, so Galoof and Bartz got olded. Not that you can see what that wolf head had on. Bartz did draw most of the old-inducing missiles, which is nice. Galoof managed to finish off the first side launcher. Then Bartz got a clue and took out the second one. But it wasn't enough. Since I berserked my team, no healing means no surviving the wave cannon. Bartz and Galoof died to the first one, then the Tycoon sisters didn't have enough damage to kill the soul cannon before the next wave cannon came out. Not unexpected with a fully berserk party. Why would I not take advantage of my greatest Fiesta find, the White Mage? For round 2, I took off berserk and I actually used the cure spell. My non-berserkers are the ones that got olded, but that's fine with me, since my berserkers got a clue and focused down the side launchers first. Now the only thing that I can target is the soul cannon itself. My berserkers actually have a secret weapon, Equip Harps from Bard. Not only does this let you equip harps, but it also transfers Bard's pretty decent agility stats. So my berserkers are now quick and nimble, but not quick and nimble enough to avoid a wave cannon. Galoof and Ferris are on healing duty. Despite being geriatric, they did manage to keep everyone alive. Almost entirely because there was no second wave cannon, so it didn't matter. I'm getting my free heal from the ancient library and entering the wonky ruins once again. The team's here to ask the hardest questions. Well, not really, they just need to kill. I've got no need for treasures or blue magic spells, it's just slaughtering straight down to that darned clapper claw, Archeaoavis. Standard boss strategies emerge. Protect on the whole team for my solo White Mage. Everyone else is just gonna swing death sickles. I popped a Mighty March on instinct, it proved to actually be decent healing. Archeaoavis' forms were quickly cleaved in half by Bard-like berserkers and berserker-like bards. Then, somehow, Archeaoavis returned. Who cares about Maelstrom? I can heal through it. The Axe Gang then finished off Archeaoavis, once and for all. Which leads us to the Earth Crystal and King Tycoon. Speaking of Earth, here's Kryl on a Meteor, and she's back to exploding heads. Exdeath is freed and the Earth Crystal is blowed up. That sounds like a new job for me. It could be anything. Dancer, samurai, chemist, even the degenerate Dragooner. I'm high rolling left and right, baby. White Mage plus damage means this Fiesta was a freebie, but Chemist is just a nice little cherry on top of this Wreckin' Crew Sunday. Realistically, anything other than Dragoon is a fine pull for the Earth Crystal, but I could deal with the Dragoon. Our party is finally fully defined. White Mage, Berserker, Bard, and Chemist. The angriest guy in town with 3 dudes cheering him on from the sidelines. Actually, not really, since Galoof is now Gonloof, so I can use whatever 3 jobs I want while he's gone. But I'll leave you in suspense for now. However, I did just get Chemist, so I want a handful of dark matters. I'm gonna test my luck on prototypes. Yeah, okay, I left Berserker behind, okay? I want to actually control my guys. I beat exactly 1 prototype, and it was not an easy feat. I spent a lot of consumables dealing with blasters as I slowly whittled down its HP. Good thing that Ferris was equipped with a Death Sickle. Yeah, 1 dark matter's gonna have to do. You really don't need that many to beat the game, right? Let's go ahead and see what those Brainlords are up to. Hang on, the Adamantite is unstable? Bro, you just slathered my airship with that. Is it even safe? Am I gonna get like radiation poisoning? I guess we'll find out together in the Bards' World Meteor World Tour. Starting with the bomb squad at Waltz. Bard is proving marginally useful for once. I'm shocked too. Romeo's Ballad can permanently stop the bombs. I've got Bartz and Ferissimo singing while Lena swings her Death Sickle. The Death Sickle's instant death procs and stop both prevent Arise counters. This was a completely free fight as a result. Next up is Karnak, where Titan has taken up residence. I could have mixed Levisal for float with my chemist, but ain't nobody got time for that. But I did have time for way too many buffs with Drink and White Magic. And after all that, I just slammed Kira and sliced his head off with my Death Sickling chemist. One more meteor to go, Gon's Chimera Brain. He's sucking all of the neurons straight out of Sid and Mid's mind. Instant Aqua Breaths are only scary at level 1, bro. Romeo's Ballad locks Chimera Brain down, while Lena and Ferris fish for instant deaths. And they found one, after 3 swings. There is no longer anything left for me in this world. I'm diving straight into the Convergence portal, head first. Ooh, Tracer chased. But it was a trick by the fun police! I'm having too much of it, and I'm sentenced to life in prison. Galoof's gotta let me goof off, so he's busting me out. Guard Gilgamesh doesn't stand a chance against my Death Sickle. More like Gilga-gashed to death. The crew's back together. The true 4-job Fiesta starts right now. Death Sickles continue to rain havoc on the big bridge battles. Except the Bard. He was using Romeo's Ballad. Whoa, what? Don't scare me like that. Lena's buffing herself to the max with Drink. Then her, Galoof, and Ferris are on Death Sickle duty. Bartz is the Bard, but he's actually my de facto White Mage for this one, after a Mighty March comes out, of course. But Bartz's main job is landing silence, because look at that. Gilgamesh Phase 2 and his buff train is completely shut down by one well-timed silence. That makes this a very quick and easy fight. A few more bridge battles and the barrier's up, throwing me straight into Glosenia? Let's mosey into Regal, Border Town. The border of what is anybody's guess. A new world means new magic. The unbelievably useful Shell is mine. The game desperately wants you to have Shell up at all times to defend against the Wizards. Blink is pretty good too, I like it. I am very interested in 4 of the Orichalcum Dirks at the weapon shop. I've got magical healing, so Galoof's World's high potions aren't particularly enticing, just yet. But I will always be enticed by the lure of the cave. What wet rocks will I see down there? I could be the last person to touch them. They would be mine forever. Romeo's Ballad 1, 2, 3 cuts. It's like deja vu for real. At the end of the underwater cave diving segment, I've encountered a Tyrannosaurus about to eat a Moogle, but it's promptly killed by a standard out, 1 single Phoenix down. Everything down here is trying to eat that Moogle. It must taste delicious, right? Oh, Lena! Oh god, fine. Pretty in Pink's number 2 character trait of liking animals. I almost forgot. The Moogles are so grateful that I didn't slather them in barbecue sauce that they have given me their secret treasures. The Dancing Dagger and another elf cape. Kryle's flying high in her geriatric Windrake to give me a ride back to Ball. Galoof turns out to be a king, etc. Hang on, I've got Bard and Chemist. Let's do the Ball shop chicanery. I'm awarded with a Lamia harp for annoying those merchants and an angel robe from this chest. That's going on my Chemist Lena. Immunity to poison? You know that Lena's seething, but I haven't forgotten. How could you slap? How could you slap me? The Windrake is indeed dying, and the only place to find the cure is in Dragonvale, where no one has returned from before. So yeah, King Galoof, let's leave the Royal Guard behind. No escort required. But first, I must enter Kelb. The werewolf men sense something is off with me, even though I'm disguised as one of them. No think? Just grug it. Works every time. Listen, Kelgar, we're on a time crunch here, but I've always got time to hear the Dawn Warriors' cool backstory. I bet every single one of the Dawn Warriors is gonna live a long and prosperous life. Kooky Kelb's werewolf boys have offerings just ripe for the taking. I'm strength maxing on power sashes, headbands, and power armlets. Which is good, because I can't use Death Sickles in Drakenvale, but I can use Requiem. Ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. This is a dangerous journey, so I'm maxing out my item stockpile. I do have a Chemist, which of course means I'm grinding Dragon Fangs from zombie dragons on the way to the summit. Romeo's Ballad and Requiem are getting spammed, all while the Chemist and Berserker slice everything down with Dirks. I'm kicking it easy up Drakenvale. Right up until the Dragon Pod shows up? Just kidding, it's still smooth sailing. The Dragon Pod is one of the few bosses susceptible to Romeo's Ballad's stop. Galoof and Ferris are just locking it down. Well, looks like somebody completely forgot how to use Chemist. Bacchus Wine on the Berserker. Bravo. Followed by Succubus Kiss on the Berserker. I really am my own worst enemy. Okay, there it is, finally, Samson's Might. Lena's beefing up Berserker Bartz. His damage is getting crazy. Then Blessed Kiss gives Berserker Bartz haste. The Dragon Pod's done. Touch grass? Try mowing it, kiddo. Chemist is a strong job, but I hate farming for mixed ingredients. I'm gonna spend my Dragon Fangs wisely and pray that I don't need to come back to farm more. Get me the heck out of here and back to Ball. Lena has single-handedly saved the Windrake using her penchant for poison slurping. Oh yeah, and liking animals. Future pharmacist Kryl is here with the antidote. How did she know Lena was gonna eat that grass? All that I know for sure is that the Windrake saved, and that means I can go visit Sage Guido. Or not. Turtle shells are one of the most valuable mixed ingredients of them all, so it's off to Surgate Castle. While I'm inside, I'm snagging 4 poison axes, and of course, picking up Zaza's favorite, the Swift Song, for my bards. I could be enticed to speed blast my boys, but locking down 2 party members doesn't sound too great. Outside of Surgate are land turtles. To nobody's surprise, land turtles always drop turtle shells. Hey man, this ain't no World of Warcraft where like only 1/3 of the lions have hearts. The cure beasts here also have a high elixir chance to drop, so that's kinda nice. I farmed for a while and then headed off to the Great Fleet of Surgate, where I meet the 4th and final Dawn Warrior, Zaza, my favorite character. But I am rudely interrupted by Gilgamesh again. It just keeps happening. Mixing up a blessed kiss and smooching it right onto Berserker Galoof. Bard Bartz is doing a mighty march into Swift Song. I'm the fastest thing alive. Lena's slamming hair growth tonics directly onto Galoof with Samson's might. Ferris is healing. I mean, of course she is. She's the white mage. And Gilgamesh is quickly calling in reinforcements. Really am putting all my faith in the Berserker. He's absolutely trashing Gilgamesh, but he's too stupid to target Enkidu. But you know, the meat grinder strategy always works. Gilgamesh gets slashed to death while Enkidu watches in horror. He's next on the chopping block. A quick snooze before I cruise straight into the barrier tower on Zaza's homemade submarine. With a white mage in my party, I have on-demand reflect, which means that I will not be farming for reflect rings, and I couldn't be more happy about that. Instead, I'll race straight to the top for a trapped chest, which reveals a red dragon, which also happens to be undead. Say hello to Requiem and Pharmacology High Potions, my dude. The reward is a gold hairpin, which halves MP costs. Sounds like that's going on the white mage there, boss. And speaking of bosses, it's Interdimensional Ma Atmos, a pure and honest damage race. Smooching a blessed kiss on my Berserker, and then I'm spamming Samson's might. Bartz the Bard tried to sing Swift Song, but he immediately got combated to death. That's okay with me. Galoof is progressively getting more powerful with every Samson's might. He managed to slice Atmos apart just after he slurped up Bartz, freeing him from the void. Just gotta wipe that goo off and walk it off, buddy. Kinda reminded of slimy Rachel from Ninja Gaiden. Oh, precious teenage memories. Speaking of precious memories, Zaza's getting blowed up. We'll remember him in our hearts always. At least as long as his submarine's hull integrity holds up. I'm headed straight to more? What? Gotta love snagging tier 3 magic. Reflect, Curaga, and Berserk. I'm already using that one naturally. Air knives and a second gauche are a slick pickup, and the armor upgrades are nice too. But now I'm leaving, because I need to go to my least favorite part of the game, Sage Guido's cave. After all of my playthroughs, I have finally memorized the puzzle. Finally. But I'm still fighting all the way to the bottom. I'm berserking any and all metamorphs I come across for a chance at a mighty Staff of Light. I did not get one, but I did get Sage Guido's Guardian Branch as a consolation prize. I mean, it kinda looks like a Staff of Light. Dejected, I made my way out. But oh baby, I actually got one, born lucky for real. That's when I realized I could equip Staff of Lights on both my Chemist and White Mage, so let's just go for number 2. That second one didn't take long at all to get. Now I can finally enter the Forest of Moor, where nothing bad has ever happened ever. This chest has the Morning Star, which was White Mage's salvation versus the Crystals. Uh-oh, the forest's on fire! I will be snatching up the Aegis Shield. My Berserker's beef bulges by the second. Thank you, Moogle friends, for saving me from those flames. But we're trapped forever in this cave, and I'm feeling a little peckish. Oh, fine, Lena, please. I'll have to settle for some rock candy instead. Oh, fine, Galoof, please. Alright, I won't eat your world's crystals. I will just kill them instead. Galoof's bricked up with the Elf Cape, Aegis Shield, and given a final hurrah to the Death Sickle. My team's throwing down Protect and Shell on everybody. Lena's on Berserker buffing duty with Blessed Kiss into Samson's Might. Fully buffed up, all I gotta do is wait. Just gotta keep everyone healed up with white magic while Galoof does what he does best, to kill. I even mixed some Levy Salves here to neuter the Earth Crystal if it came down to it. Mighty March too, why not? Galoof's really giving it to those crystals. The water crystal in the front's getting slugged for over 2,000 damage. But randomized Berserker targeting is in full force. He put the water crystal down into critical health and then chose to ignore it. I'm getting nailed with Aqua Breath every single turn. Thank God for Shell. I need more killing power, so let's Berserk my Morningstar White Mage. Bartz can handle healing thanks to my beefed up defenses from Protect and Shell. Finally, Crystal 1 goes down. Crystal 2 falls shortly after. Then they just kind of started toppling over like dominoes. Speaking of toppling over, Galoof is an old man and Exdeath pushed him. His bones evaporated on impact. He's toast. Cryle, I have a trade offer for you. I receive cute Jammy Jams girl number 3. You receive revenge. Exdeath's castle has nothing, and I truly mean nothing that I care about, except the aforementioned revenge. Get those Staff of Lights on and let's murder everybody. Back to Romeo's Ballad 1, 2, 3 cuts. I guess occasionally bonks. Even though I do not care about any of these treasures, I have to have an honor battle with Gilgamesh over the Excalibur. Listen, it goes how you'd expect. I just beefed up Cryle and berserked Ferris and they kinda killed him. Bart's healed the damage from the very rare attack that did come out. But Exdeath stole my kill. I'm never gonna forgive him for that. Oh, right, and he also killed Galoof. Oh? You're approaching me? The buff train begins. I'm pulling out all the stops. Lena's drinking up a storm. Bartz and Ferris are throwing down Protect and Shell. Cryle is seeing red. Then she turns red with a Blessed Kiss. Ferris can get Blessed Kiss too. I farmed those Staff of Lights, and I'm gonna use them to beat Exdeath's brains in. Okay, you can just dispel the Berserk immediately, cool. Bartz's Curaga gets out just in time to avoid a death by zombie breath. Blessed Kiss back on Ferris. These dispels are really getting old, man. It peels off my Protect and Shells too. And it just keeps on happening. But Cryle and Ferris just keep on beating down Exdeath. He's already in his final phase. Then Exdeath keeled over. He's gone, never to be seen again. And somehow I'm back home. Tycoon Castle already got the memo and there's a banquet in my honor. Damn, Ferris was looking like that under those frumpy white mage robes. My journey is not quite over. I have to leave for no reason. I'm returning to the Pirate's Cove to find new family man Boko. Bud, I need a lift for old time's sake. Later, Coco, he'll be back before you know it. Maybe not, I just fell into a hole. The Antlion is easily dispatched by the original White Mage and Berserker combo. Post-Discord, the White Mage is actually dealing more damage than the Berserker. Discord, not even once. Ferris is throwing down the rope of hope, and I'm noping out of that hole. 2 girls are back in, only 1 girl left. The sagely turtle reveals the truths. Then Exdeath shows up. Bro, I thought I killed you yesterday. Man, first barrier blasted to Regal, now lambasted to the library. Enuo? Who cares about that guy? Give me those legendary weapons. I could definitely use a new axe. What do you mean I gotta get it myself? Man, I gotta do everything myself in this game, you stupid turtle. Before I leave the library forever, I'll take a look. In a book, it's Mana's Pain. Bard-based magic boosters are go-go. I could get the chicken knife, but I don't wanna. I'm headed straight to the gargoyles in the Pyramid of Moor. You gotta kill both of these guys at the same time, otherwise they revive themselves. But I've got a white mage with Berserk, so instead of taking the easy out, I spammed double Romeo's Ballad after Ferris drank for haste. What a bad plan. All it takes is 1 whiffed ballad and yep, the gargoyle's back. I really just totally forgot about Berserk, didn't I? Cryle is here singing Swift Song. Then the gargoyles revived again. I think I just walked away from the game at this point. It's the only logical explanation. Finally, there it is. Berserk is once again my salvation. Double Berserked gargoyles means no revives, and they die almost immediately afterwards. Nice. The only treasures that I care about in the pyramid are at the top. These mecha heads have wave cannon? That's wild, dude. I don't know if I've ever seen that. But almost every other fight in the pyramid is undead, so spamming Requiem it is. At the top, I snagged the 2nd gold hairpin. I'm pretty sure Bard can use this as my secondary white mage. Then I snagged the dark matter in the trap chest with 1 Requiem. And of course, the tablet. Did I do that? Whoops. Shh, nobody needs to know that it was us that freed Bahamut. Sauntering back to the ancient library, and oh my god, Melusine's back with her barrier shifting shenanigans. And that barrier is once again bypassed by an axe. Sergei Castle's poison axes are here with their armor-penetrating power. Ferris is slurping out a speed tonic for haste, and then giving Bartz his own haste with a Blessed Kiss. Melusine's damage is almost entirely magic-based, so that sounds like a job for party-wide Shell. A couple of Samson Might mixes get thrown on Bartz, and he's already crushing through Melusine's defenses. Shelled up, I'm confident. Let's go ahead and start buffing up Cryle too. Who needs white magic? Ferris has pharmacology high potions, if I need them. But I did not, because Bartz is swinging for 2,700 damage, and that seals the deal. Lena's back in the party, and the 4-job Fiesta truly continues. The Bard's back in, and I'm back on my airship. Just in time to watch Exdeath slurp up the world. Hey, how come he gets to eat those Moogles? It's not fair! Thanks, Lena, I needed that. Standard Merge World startup. Back to Boko and ripping over to Kuza. I'm dropping tablet 1 for 3 weapons of my choice. Let's see here. The Sage Staff is definitely coming in. That's for my Chemist or White Mage. And you can't forget the Apollo's Harp. That's for the Bard. Now for number 3. The Assassin's Dagger's always a good pick. Nope, Rune Axe. The Rune Axe is actually pretty cool because I can slap a white magic on my Berserker for extra oomph. The Rune Axe uses MP to perform a critical hit whose damage is actually beefed up by your magic stat. An interesting but generally pretty underutilized scenario. That's what the Fiesta's all about, baby. Oh no, not the Monsters of the Void. I almost forgot about the color-coded monster attack team. Back on Boko, and I'm headed straight to Istri for the magic lamp. Now I return to my airship, and Boko, you can return to your family. I am returning to Phantom Village in a standard pilgrimage, snatching up the penultimate white magic spells, Arise and Dispel. Then to the armor shop where I'm hawking everything that I don't need. I've crossed the 200,000 gil threshold, so I'm buying 4 pairs of Hermes sandals right away. Permanent haste and immunity to stop, slow, and paralyze. These are by far the best accessories in the game. I managed to purchase some armor upgrades too. Black robes, of course, for my white mages. Then I yoinked the thief knife, and then used it to yoink the black chocobo out of Phantom. Oh my god, I forgot the pianos again. It just keeps happening. Playing pianos in Phantom, that's 1. Jammin' in Jack Hole, number 2. The Music Man's in More, that's 3. Crashing the Party in Karnak, number 4. Ticklin' the Ivories in Tool, number 5. The Regal Recital is number 6. I'm playing the covers in Carwen for number 7. Finally, it crescendos in Crescent for number 8. Which nets me Maestro status. See, I got a trophy and everything. The Master Bard's giving me Hero's Rhyme to boost levels and Sinewy Etude to muscle max up my strength. That's Bard capped out. Now to work on White Mage, where the real juice is. I have to clear out the island shrine first for that though. Oh, look at that. The Gargoyle Guardians are instantly berserked and destroyed in seconds. But what about the Wendigo down below? Bartz is immediately going in. Let's try out Hero's Rhyme. Lena's raising the party's level, but it completely locks her down. A real mixed blessing. The Wendigo is just the shell game. He's not a huge threat, and Bartz is just tearing chunks off of him. When he actually hits the right one, that is. I made Kryl sing Sinewy Etude. Why not see how far we can boost up Bartz? Then I tried to use Romeo's Ballad, which was a mistake, because here are the 3 times frost counters on the whole party. Won't be making that mistake again. Romeo's Ballad didn't even connect on the real one. But look at that, Wendigo's just kinda dead. He's never been a hard boss. Tablet 2 acquired, and no, I shan't be returning to Kuza. The Fork Tower is looking way too tempting. On the way over to the island shrine, I snagged myself a couple of dark matters. It's gonna have to be enough. Onwards into the Fork Tower, where I fork my party. Lena and Kryl are going up the magic tower, and Bartz or Ferris are going up the physical tower, aka White Mage and Bard for Omniscient, and Chemist and Berserker for Minotaur, who is not even a concern. Bartz is just smashing Minotaur's face in. Ferris is here for moral support. Oh yeah, and she's throwing high potions. The divine power of Holy is mine. Except not yet, because Kryl's over there. With no magic, how will I ever handle Omniscient? Well, that's where the Apollo's Harp comes in. I'm physically attacking, but it counts as a magic attack. And so does the Staff of Light too, apparently. No need to worry about Omniscient using Return. With that out of the way, let's put on Reflect and get the show on the road. All of Omniscient's magic gets reflected back to him, while I whittle him down with magic-based physicals for like 600 a round. It's gonna take a while, and Reflect just isn't lasting that long. I'm shifting to Shell. Kryl can chain Cure while Lena harps. Okay, now Omniscient reflected himself. God, this guy really is just being as annoying as possible. I reflected Lena, then made her twang her harp on herself to reflect it onto Omniscient. Finally, his reflect wore off. This has been a very obnoxious Omniscient fight, let me tell ya. The battle's over because here comes Flare, and Lena barely survived it. Girls get it done. But I really should have just berserked Omniscient to turn him into the Muscle Wizard and spammed Blink. You know, like how I beat him in White Mage only. Reunited, my party can use Holy now. I'm also immediately reunited with the Brain Lords, Sin Mid. The airship is upgraded to be submarine capable. Honestly, at this point with Holy, I've got everything that I need to succeed. The remaining tablets and optional content are just not necessary for my party. But I'll dip my toes into it. It's traditional after all. Istri's Gargoyle Guardians are once again ruined by Berserk and physical attacks. Unfortunately, you can't use Holy on them, so moving on. I snagged Istri's Reflect Ring along with another Aegis Shield and the Titan Axe. I swapped Bartz from White Magic to equip Harp so we can get bonus agility. No need for White Magic on the Berserker without the Rune Axe. Well, except I can heal with him out of combat to save MP, but forget about that. Red guy, look out! Didn't listen. It's finally time to test out Holy on Leviathan, after my standard Protect and Shell buff train that is. Or not, because the Apollo's Harp and Titan's Axe just kinda murdered Leviathan. My White Mage stayed on cure duty. That's one more Reflect Ring, so 2 total, and I'm done with History Falls. One more set of Gargoyle Guardians are in the Undersea Trench. Shame shtick as usual. Berserk into kill. But what is new in the Undersea Trench is that every enemy is undead, which means Requiem absolutely trashes everything down here. Holy and the Cure spell do too, but Requiem has no cost and is target all by default. I don't actually need any treasure down here, or the tablet for that matter, but this is a primo grinding location for bard-based parties. Everyone is singing Requiem and killing everything. Except for Bart's, his jaw is clenched in a permanent, raging grimace. With Chemist, I could rip a Levy Salve mix to get everyone float to avoid the magma, but I'm on autopilot, and I can just cure myself after every battle. Oh no, 3 gross babies in a trench coat. What am I gonna do? When I said everything down here was undead, I meant it. Requiem continues to crush everything in the trench. No Odin from the lamp required. I collected my tablet and I fought my way out of the trench. Then I decided to double back and do a brief grind session. The EXP down here is off the chain, okay? I got myself to level 42. Then restocked on items in Phantom Village. Also I bought coral rings and a Gaia hammer. Couldn't help myself. That's all of the content I care to do. Odin, Bahamut, the Phoenix Tower, and the Mime Shard, they're all of no consequence to me. I'm diving straight into the Interdimensional Rift. There's no reason for me to collect any treasure or fight anything down here except for the bosses. I'm running to the end. Well, I mean, I guess I could use a few more elixirs and dark matters. That's wild, that's where I was just in Phantom. Those 2 tree holes look familiar too. A naked blue lady with an orb! Calphisteri is instantly casting Reflect. Oh, I love how I just queued up Holy before that one came out. Cute. Bartz is doing the only thing he knows how to do, which is go in hard right off the bat. Physical attacks trigger drain counters, but she can suck me off all she likes. Wait, I've made a mistake. Arise. Now that I have stabilized, let's set up Magus Sisters, boys. Bartz is my Reflect Patsy. Lena's singing Mana's Pain to boost my magic power. Kryle's abusing those buffs to bounce holies off of Bartz. At least while it lasts. Sorry, buddy. Definitely should have brought a Reflect ring into this fight. But eventually, Caliphisteri's Reflect wore off. I will holy her life points directly. 1 Rift boss down, and I'm down into the caves, snagging that coral ring and entering the library? Another book-based boss. I'm shocked. But I don't have any fire magic. Holy is pretty good though. Everyone's got access to it, except Bart's. The Sage Staff is a holy booster, and those are some big numbers, baby. Put on Protect all you like. I'll just beef up Bart's level with Samson Might. Drain counters are coming in hard, but a panda is no match for my holy killing power. So the next question is, how will the Blue Mage, Azul Magia, fare? Well, he opened up with Darkspark, but you should have done it slightly to the right. Kryla's crushing him with her Sage Staff boosted holies. Ferris is trying, okay? Lena's continuing to boost Bart's, and here's Roulette. Okay, an instant kill is pretty strong, I admit. 1 Phoenix down and it's back to holy spam. Azul Magia status deceased, and that unlocks a beautiful rest site for me to refill my MP. I could Levy Salve with a Reflecting to trivialize Catastrophe, but Autopilot has been engaged. I just waltzed on in and started shelling up the team. They easily survived Earthshaker. Ferris then healed everyone. I concluded that shell was no longer necessary. The holy spam begins, along with Samson's Might on Bart's as usual. He's just doing regular berserker things. Catastrophe's cooked. Big smooch, followed by big return to the save point to heal. Now I can face off against Halicarnassus in the throne room, where I have been toted. Maiden kisses across the board. Interesting use of turn 1. Hasted holies are disgusting. I almost forgot how good White Mage has it in the endgame. Halicarnassus is exploded by Divine Retribution. You know who's also weak to holy? That's right, it's Twintania. But I had to adjust my setup. I'm putting on coral rings. This is all because Bart's can't help but kill everything on sight. Twintania's tidal wave counters are absorbed. Now the team is putting up Reflect. Once that's done, the whole team is casting Holy. Bart's is causing tidal wave counters which heal me. Lena, Ferris, and Kryle are spamming Holy, which causes Mega Flare counters, which get reflected. Kryle damage capped, you love to see it. Twintania never stood a chance. I'm crossing that bridge to get into the Crystal Dimension. Always love a good crystal-based final dungeon. But who's this? Gilgamesh? Get out of here, man. Like a moth to the flame, I'm touching that light. Only there was a guy there? Necrophobe's barriers have permanent reflect, a problem for Holy Hawk and White Mages such as myself. Are we doing Magus Sisters? Nah, I got a chemist, so we're using mix. Dark Matter plus Phoenix Down is a death potion, which instantly kills a barrier. And I'm starting with the ones in the back so Bards can deal full damage to the front row. Damn, I really was on point here, despite sleepwalking through this run. You can tell, because I forgot to re-equip my Hermes sandals after Twintania. Protect and Shell are wrapping up my party. Curaga is more than enough to stop the onslaught of magic coming my way. Now, another death potion. This phase of the fight gets easier and easier the longer it goes on. Death potion number 3, and there's number 4. It's time for Necrophobe himself. Blind? You want to make me cool? That's fine with me. Necrophobe is weak to all elements, which includes Holy. Enjoy your 9,999 damage, you dingus. Gilgamesh appears, drops some expository banter, refuses to elaborate, and then blows himself up in a heroic, noble sacrifice moment. The final save point is mine. I'm adjusting my loadouts for Neo Exdeath. I'm giving Bartz the Gaia Hammer and White Magic? Nostalgic memories of Berserker only on the SNES. I'm also outfitting Ferris and Lena with main gauches. You always gotta grab the gauche, man. I'm ready to go, but I was too late. Exdeath has sucked everyone into the void. But the Dawn Warriors are here to help. Sure, I'm glad Zaza's there. But they can't push back all the void, because Exdeath has another one. But that's why Lena's dad is here. Time to start the party. Berserker Bard starts off by whacking Exdeath for like 2,000 damage. Pretty based. Lena's whipping up some crazy concoctions. For the low cost of a Dragon Fang and Elixir, Goliath Tonic doubles a party member's health for the battle. She's gonna use it on everybody. Then I'm giving out the standard protective coating with Shell and Protect. Getting tagged with white holes while I'm buffing is inevitable. Especially fun with a Berserker, and especially fun when it happens as soon as I get the last victim up. Alright, Bart's pulled off an Earthquake for 1,500 damage. It's okay. I'm less than impressed, but blocking white holes is fine by me. Lena continues her crazy concoctions with Dragon's Kiss. That should hopefully negate all those white holes. Farissimo is finally singing Mana's Pain to buff up my magic stat. Alright, very glad I started singing, especially since Dragon Kiss did nothing to stop white hole. One day I'm gonna retain that info. Lena is the only one I can control now. One turn for a Phoenix down and another turn for a Gold Needle. She got Kryl up right before eating a white hole herself. Alright, Kryl, time to return the favor. Thank God that Exdeath body-checked Ferris. I can actually control her again, which is good because he just won't stop spamming white holes, but you have other attacks. Lena finally starts buffing Bartz with Samson's Might. I knew those main gauches were a good idea. I'm gonna sing again, but this time it's Hero's Rhyme for straight levels. Kryl is also finally throwing out holies for 5,000 damage. Thanks, Sage's staff. The buffs are working. Earthquake is up to 2,300 damage. But why do I even bother trying to sing? Exdeath is clearly low at this point, so I made Lena rub that magic lamp for Bahamut. I then came to the realization that getting hit with all of those white holes stripped off my protects and shells. I made Ferris get those back up. Good game sense there, Wes, since Bartz and Kryl comboed Exdeath into his next phase. Which is just like all the guys, and some monsters too. The lady in the back is not something I want to deal with, so here's double lamp charges. First Leviathan, and then Xantitsuken. 3 parts left. Beefed up like this, I'm not really scared of Vacuum Waves or Almagust. I'm focusing all efforts on slaughtering the Grand Cross portion, which is the unicorn lion with the wolf up there at the top, who for some reason is dragon type. Ferris is smashing it to bits with the Apollo's Harp. Those are definitely some numbers. God, Shell really is good in this game. It made Almagest whiff twice, Bartz blocked it with the Aegis Shield, and then Lena suffered only minor damage. Taking out the top part didn't take long at all. Boosted Holies in the Apollo's Harp just decimated it. I didn't see a single Grand Cross. This fight's definitely in the bag at this point. Bartz did get a Quake off, which was kinda cool, just not very effective. Not nearly as good as it is on the Super Nintendo. All I have to do now to win is evenly distribute my damage across the last 2 parts, then kill them at the same time. I'm shelving the Apollo's Harp for the main gauche. The Bard's going back to spamming Holy. Lena's dropping all doping pretense. She's beginning to suck with those succubus kiss mixes. I'm gonna use every last turtle shell. Can't take them with me. That double max HP from the Goliath tonic mix is actually super nice. It gives you enough of a health barrier to tank an Almagust and Vacuum Wave. Just gotta keep alternating Holy on both parts, stopping only to cure or throw an elixir to get my MP back up. That's the 3rd part down, and I'm never gonna dodge that Meteor phase, am I? Except instead of Meteor, double Vacuum Wave came out and it didn't even kill Bartz. My god, man. A final Holy from Kryl finished off Neo Exdeath. That's the first Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta completed. A very vanilla 4-job Fiesta using a White Mage, Berserker, Bard, and Chemist was completed in a very speedy 9 hours, 3 minutes, and 42 seconds. Part of that has been on the Pixel Remaster. Love 4 times the XP. But most of that speed is because I got some pretty high rolls on jobs. White Mage is always an S-tier pick, even if the early game is slow to start. But the beauty of the standard Fiesta is that the Water Crystal always represents some kind of damage. A perfect complement to White Mage's survivability. Yes, Berserker is the low roll of the Water Crystal, but let me tell ya, if the options were between White Mage only or White Mage and Berserker, I'm picking White Mage and Berserker every single time. There's no debate to be had. I will never again do Byblos White Mage only. Most Fiestas don't have the luxury of traditional magical healing. Slogging through the early game as a White Mage is an investment in the future. It's a small price to pay for an easy Fiesta. White Mage is amazing. Berserker is fine. Bard has been growing on me, but I'm still a hater. I can't deny that Romeo's Ballad is very good in random battles and a handful of boss fights. Requiem is great for a handful of spots too. I'm still not sold on the buffing songs though, especially with a Berserker present. Having 2 lockdown party members makes Exdeath's white holes a hell of a lot scarier. Chemist, of course, is always relevant. Buffing the Berserker with Blessed Kiss and Samson's Might was its job this time around, but it can absolutely hold its own with its surprising physical heft. If I was willing to grind more ingredients, I would have abused Mix a lot more. But with White Mage present, it just wasn't nearly as necessary as other times. The more I play Final Fantasy V, the less I enjoy spamming Mix on Chemist, to be honest. Chemist has dozens of shenanigans that you can pull off, but I'm Grug incarnate and constantly resorting to these same old mixes. You just don't need to use like 90% of them. Sure, you could mix Elemental Defense to neutralize Melusine's elemental damage, but why bother? You can just kill her by buffing with Samson's Mights. A traditional or normal Fiesta is a great entry-level challenge run to dip your toes into. It's what I started with back in the day. But for a veteran single-job challenger such as myself, a normal Fiesta like this is just a casual walk in the park. So next episode, I'll start throwing some wrenches in the mix using some of the Fiesta's modifiers. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe for more beautiful Backlog Buster videos. God knows there's a ton of Final Fantasy V content to binge around here. A special thank you to my blessed Buster boys on the Patreon and channel members here on YouTube. Channel memberships and the Patreon are the best way to support the channel. There are exclusive videos there for patrician viewers such as yourselves to enjoy. And never say I didn't give you guys anything. I just made the first 3 episodes of Premium Buster accessible for free on Patreon, so you can go ahead and check them out over there. Check the description for a link. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon for another Fiesta run.